Welcome to the Margin Business Digital Entrepreneur Podcast. Today, another episode, another CEO of a very interesting company. We got Vlad Alexander, the CEO of Azon Vids, and as well at the same time the co-founder. He is based in Texas, in Austin, Texas, and he will tell us a little bit more what he has done before and where he want to go. But let's go from the beginning, because it's always interesting to understand the entrepreneurial skills and the background in general. Yes. Vlad, thank you so much that you could make it. Please tell us a little bit more about yourself.
Well, thank you so much, Omar. I think our businesses, they're kind of similar in the way that I'm also an interpreter and localizer. I just do it visually. Basically our job is to connect product or the business with their audience and the buyer, and we do it through the means of everything visual and of course the audio as well. And I just love doing that. My journey starts back in high school when I was fell in love with making short videos, music videos, went to college, got my degree in cinematography and video production at University of Texas at Arlington. Then I moved on and I started working with bigger production companies. We've shot music videos for MTV, done some major
MTV.
commercials.
Amazing.
Yeah. The band that plays Cool Kids song, I remember back in I think 2013, they were on MTV's list, artists to watch, and they came to Austin, Texas. It was around South by Southwest Film Festival, which is huge. And so I had a great opportunity to work on that set. Shot, or been in productions for Kellogg's, Dell. So great stuff. And then of course, after I felt confident, like I got enough of the skill set and understanding, of course, as an entrepreneur, I decided to start my own thing. My wife and I actually started in 2016 selling on Amazon, and started as a sort of supplemental income. Then it grew into a brand. Then we fell in love with actually producing all the visual content for our own products. And then we liked it so much, we pivoted this into this business. So now we have knowledge in film production, professional production, as well as the Amazon and e-commerce side of things, and absolutely love what we do every day.
Wow, that's an amazing journey. And as well, you got a professional background, obviously in videos, and it comes in very handy, I would say, when you go on Amazon, because then you understand completely what we as well doing, the localization. So there is different parts of the countries. There is different parts of the world. Now, when we look at the US, it's pretty hard to localize, right? Because Amazon is one, Amazon.com. So how do you usually do it? I mean, I know now we can like target PPC within the country, but how we can do it with photos? I mean, Amazon needs to come up with something that we can sell to people in Florida and can sell at the same time to people in Seattle or in New York,
Yeah, and well, when we work with within the United States, there are also different niches of products as well. And so we have a lot of clients, from New York, and they sell one, type of product. Then we have, like you mentioned, Florida, Texas. So we actually look at it not per se as to where they're located. We're looking at who the target audience is. So our agency always talks with the client and tries to figure out, okay, who are we addressing? Who is the intended buyer? So like in Texas, obviously, everything related to country, cowboys, cowboy boots related. So like I remember us shooting a commercial for cowboy boots. Of course, it's easy to come by, Western backgrounds, and so we took it just like down the street to downtown Round Rock, right next to Dell campus, and there are
It's
some
amazing.
historical streets, and those cowboy boots fit right in. And anybody watching that advertisement would think, okay, this is a proper setting for that product, and this is what we're looking at. So we do a lot of lifestyle work, do studio as well, but we love doing lifestyle work on actual locations. And so our question is always, okay, will this setting fit for this item? Is this normal to use? And so we go from there. Normally,
Okay.
just try to work through. It's the same thing with casting. Is this the type
Yep.
of person who would use this item? Would that be normal? Sometimes if the item is multi-purpose, we would cast diverse, actors and models, and would show it in different settings. So for
Okay.
example, this item can be used here by this person, but also here by that person.
Okay. Sorry to interrupt your video. I just wanted to let you know that I really appreciate you having you here today, watching this video right now. And I wanted to let you know about our new partner, Payoneer. Payoneer is the leading payment provider for e-com sellers and beyond. And you can sign up with them in the link below. One more thing. If you like our podcast, please hit the subscribe button and the like button. That would help us a lot. Thank you. Now I'll let you watch the video. Okay. Wow. I mean, this is something really really interesting. And when I looked at your LinkedIn profile, I've seen as well there is a picture of your whole team. And actually this photo is pretty impressive. So not about the team, it's about the cleanness of everything, how you set it up and everything. And this is I don't have it too much, that there is something like when I open a page or something that really my eyes fall on there. And I must say, this looks really nice, I really like the whole setup and the presentation of the team, and it looks professional, and it looks really that you know what you're doing actually, and that's why as well I come for another question. We have let's go for 3 hacks, like for the audience, to help them how to actually set up something like you do. Maybe obviously they need to hire you if they want to have the same as you can propose, but if they want to go by their own, if you have tips and tricks, what would be your tips and tricks? Maybe we can do 5, but let's begin at 3. Maybe we put them up afterwards if you got something else.
Yeah, sure, Omar. So as far as cleanliness, working with high-end equipment, working with we work with models and actors who some of them have experience of being published, being themselves in national commercials, working with big brands. We have to be presentable not only in our marketing efforts, but also when we are working behind the scenes, when nobody else watches us live on the broadcast. We still have to maintain that perfection, because the gear has to be maintained. Actors have to be in great work environment, and so we appreciate your kind comments on that. As far as tips and tricks, Amazon is a catalog. It's a catalog of items, and so last night we had Super Bowl here in the United States, one of the biggest sporting events of the year, and so it's very popular to watch commercials there, and one commercial shown on Super Bowl may cost millions just to produce, and most of those commercials are geared towards the emotional. They're telling a story. It's not necessarily like, well, if you press this button, this feature will help you do this. It's like, if you get this, it will make you feel like this, because of that. And so even the software, I saw a software commercial, and they had banned Kiss in that commercial. And it wasn't about like, well, our software has these features and it's better than the competitor because of that. No, it was like, you watched it, it was fun, entertaining, and by the way, sponsored by such and such.com software. For Amazon, it's a different situation. People come here ready to buy, and of course they're interested about the features and to see whether that product will work for them. And so the tips and tricks, well, let's start with the duration. So as per Amazon, Amazon Ads recommends videos to be about 30 seconds. So this is the amount of time that, per Amazon's research, people are actually willing to spend on watching the content. So I know that some of our clients come in and they off the bat say, well, we would need a product video, maybe minute, maybe 90 seconds, some requests for 2 minutes. We can produce that, of course, but Amazon tells us that per their research, 30 seconds is what people are willing to invest of their time to learn about your product. And of course, there are several different types of videos on Amazon in itself. So there's a listing video where your audience is a bit warmer, they're already landed on your listing, and they're willing to spend a bit more time. So you could make a video 30 seconds to a minute there for people who want to know all ins and outs. If you sell a product that is a little bit more upscale, that is costing more, and a product that is generally like people wouldn't buy just on a whim, something that they would do research about, yes. In that instance, of course, you want to give people more information. Tell them why it's different, tell them why they should spend their $300-400 on this specific item. If it's something common, common use, something that people can buy just because it kind of looked cool or looked nice, show them quick stuff, quick features, and move on. So also there's Amazon in-search ads. So this is
the third hack, right?
Yeah, well, it's not even a hack per se. This is just to set the tone and sort of explain the difference. And so in-search ads, so for example, when you scroll on Amazon, because it's technically a search engine, you may search for one thing, but then this item, like you scroll, you watch the pictures of listings, and then boom, you have a video flying out at you. So these are ads. And for sure, you have like 15, Amazon recommends 15 to 45 seconds max on that video ad to bring in colder traffic to your listing. So here's hack number one. Here's what we recommend. First shot, meaning like first 2 to 3 seconds, definitely you want to always show your product in use. And some products may have multiple uses. Show the most common use or the best use of your product, preferably with models. So because once somebody is scrolling and they will give you 2 to 3 seconds, they want to know if this is what they're looking for. So in other words, don't start slow, don't try to lead them up in a story to your item. No, you want to show like that, like this is a can opener and it opens cans fast, boom, now you have the attention. And so intro is super, super important. So that would be definitely tip number one. Do you have any questions so far, Omar? Or
no, it's pretty clear. I really like I said, I like the video part of it, because because I buy, you buy yourself on Amazon, I buy myself on Amazon. When I'm on Amazon, for example, when there is a video flying on me, obviously I want to look at it, so maybe it's not the product I want to buy, but still I want to look and I want to see what it is. So I'm interested, so that this is the good thing. Now, if there was maybe 10 years from now they're popping everywhere videos, then it's not interesting anymore. But at the moment, I think it's a very good tool. And it's definitely, I understand when you say the first seconds, because this is where you want to see the people in action. This is where the person say, oh, this could be me, yes, I can see myself in there. Let's do that, So yes, definitely good points.
Well, and it gets more interesting from there. So at AsonVids, we strongly believe in testing. And so what you want to do is when you work with a production company, or if you have internal team, I would highly recommend coming up with at least 3 creative intros. So first one is showing product in action. That would be number one that I would test. So however, I should say that it also depends on the niche that you are selling in. That's important. So for example, we work a lot with supplements, and in supplements, what's important as well is graphics. So our client tells us that they seem to be getting more clicks when they show graphics first, meaning like animation. So if you have an opportunity to create an animation for you, for example, like bottle of your supplement flies out, and then you have quick facts about what's included, like what are ingredients and things like that, that may also attract attention. Or a description of exactly what it cures or what's the help, like
Exactly.
brain function, gives you energy boost, metabolism boost, and things like that. So somebody who is looking for a solution to their problem may be quickly attracted by the graphics. But again, it has to do with the product. They would see that bottle and they would quickly see that basically a video animated infographic. And then, so like 3 seconds, and then we can see a happy person maybe like opening the can or consuming that, chewable gummy as a support, like, hey, this is what it does and it's good for the people, so basically that philosophy. So I would highly recommend testing that. And in post-production, you can easily rearrange shots and see what works best. So do people click more when you see graphics? Do people click more when you see happy person consuming that? Or maybe just a beauty shot of the bottle and nothing else. Or whatever the product is, maybe it's just a beautiful shot of the product with its packaging. So yeah, highly recommend to test. That's tip number 2. And test it for maybe like a week or some time where you can see measurable results.
Testing is always important, always don't go always directly in, test the stuff before. And you know how it goes. There's the A/B testing. There's plenty of website who help you as well if you have 2 different photos, or if you have 2 different videos, because on Amazon to test them is quite hard. So you have other services who can take care of this as well. Or I'm sure you have as well your team or testers who can actually say what is good, what is working, what is not working.
Yeah, well, there are several ways. So we are partnered with Picfu, and this is a great platform to test, your content independently, whether those are photos or videos. You can definitely have, public give you the feedback, and but also if you have an internal team, have them do an analysis. Like some of our brands we work with, they actually give us the feedback. They send us actual numbers. We have great relationships, and they provide us with the numbers and say, hey, so when we have that copy of the video, it has this type of conversion or click-through rate, and let's try and change something. And then they come back to us and say, hey, it actually didn't work as we thought, or hey, now it works much better. So you don't have to invest. Like if something doesn't work in your creative, you don't have to go out necessarily and buy another video production package. You could just, with the help of numbers, try to analyze what works, at what second maybe viewer abandons viewership of your
very good
item. What click-through rate you have. So if you have poor click-through rate, then maybe your thumbnail isn't good. Maybe it's not attractive. Maybe the first shot doesn't resonate with the intended audience. People don't understand that this ad is about this product. Maybe they think it's about something else. So, but my advice to entrepreneurs looking for a production company would be search for a production company that is after a result, a solution, because many creatives are geared towards creating beautiful imagery, and there's nothing wrong with
Sure.
that. But I strongly believe that every shot you have in that commercial, it has to carry practical purpose, whether it's towards the emotional side or towards more, practical side, like showing what a button does, versus seeing a person that is smiling or mother hugging a child, but every shot has to do something to advance the story of this ad.
Definitely, because this is what we as well always say. We are artists, but we are at the same time as well technician, because we make it look beautiful, the listing, but we make as well the conversion of it. So the 40%, they definitely come as well with it. So that's exactly what you say as well, because you one who can just say, yeah, I did a nice listing, I did some nice text, and writing is not enough. Afterwards you need to come as well up with the results. So this is definitely very important. When we talk about brands, because we speak a lot about brands, what is your favorite brand which you think did the best job what you have ever seen right now? What did impress you in brands on Amazon?
Well, I have to admit, so this is just a brand that impresses me. We haven't personally worked with them. I
Okay.
just love their marketing, and it's Dyson. So to me, Dyson
Yeah, I know
actually,
they're really good.
looking at their marketing, hearing their story, about how many times, the developer was trying to configure the best way for this, tool to work well. It's just amazing. So Dyson is great at first telling the story so people understand the value when they say, or when somebody asks, well, why is Dyson so expensive? Why is it $400 versus like I can buy something similar for like 150 or $100? Well, there you go, because somebody took their time and kept optimizing and optimizing. So you have the same power of that vacuum cleaner in a smaller form versus buying something that can do maybe the same thing, but it's twice as large, or maybe it's not as usable, or not is as friendly in use. And so Dyson also does fantastic job on Amazon specifically,
Okay.
because their ads are very high end. And for Amazon, Dyson really understands that Amazon at the end of the day is a catalog. So you don't really, or telling a long story is not really useful. So they go right to business. They show everything ins and outs of their vacuum, but they do it in a very creative way. And sometimes you feel like that speck of dust going through the entire vacuum cleaner, and they have very, very creative approach. And we worked also with vacuum cleaners that kind of like robotic vacuum cleaners that look like Roomba, and also designed animations and things like that. So, but I have high respect for Dyson and their marketing. I would
Okay.
recommend for sure, um, for anybody looking to up their creative game on Amazon.
I will check them out definitely. It didn't come to my eyes yet. Maybe because we're not. It depends on which Amazon you're actually selling. So US might be bigger Dyson, and then in the UK maybe, and then the EU is a little bit less. But anyway, I will check them out definitely. That's a really, really good tip. I like it. For Azon vids, I know you have a passion for videos and everything, but what is your future looking like? What are you planning from now? Because everything is changing super rapidly. We know that AI is on the rise. Everything is coming. I won't say same as for us. I will never say that AI is taking anything away from us. No, we are going to get stronger with the AI because we can take more workload, we can be more productive, and we can use AI in order to work for us, because it's, at the end, it's a machine. And if you understand the machine, no problem. So what do you think AI would be implemented in your company at some point, or where are you going within the next 5 years, if you have a vision for that?
Well, fantastic question. Actually, I had an opportunity to discuss this point with one of the creative directors of a company called Upper Echelon Products, who are in the top 50 of all third-party Amazon sellers. So they have large volumes, and we actually discussed how AI can be very helpful for Amazon, and how it can also be helpful for creatives who are looking to get a lot of content released. And so I was actually playing around with this chat software the other day, and basically I typed up, write me a 30-second script for this kitchen product with 2 actors and make it funny. And you know what? It actually did the job. Like,
Yes.
it had a screenplay format and like a dialogue between 2 people. It had everything written out. I mean, yeah, it was cheesy. It was, something standard that you would expect. There wasn't anything mind-blowing. But what blew my mind is that, it wrote a complete script with the introduction, some action, and then, call to action at the end. It was super cool. But I have to say this: we actually use AI as creatives even more than we think we do. Take any software like Photoshop, for example. There are so many tools in Photoshop that is technically an AI. With just one click of a button, you can fix a lot of things automatically.
Sure.
And it's just mind-boggling. If you look back at a few years ago, a lot of manual work you had to do, touch-ups. Now you just press the button and it, fixes like your skin tones perfectly, or does a lot of work. Same with DaVinci Resolve or Final Cut Pro or other video creating softwares. They do a lot of things automatically, and this saves a lot of time to creators, and actually allows you for more time to be creative. So it's a win-win.
Yeah, it's definitely. And like I said, we need to implement it in our lifestyle, and just use it for our good, and it's amazing. It's amazing how the technology, because we can get faster, we can do more things, and we can be maybe faster, reach our goal, and set the next goal. This is the most important one. And as well, because we talk a lot about entrepreneurship, do you have any message for entrepreneurs out there, out of your head?
Yeah, well, I want to come back also. You asked about what's in there for Azon Vids and 2023 in the future. So besides AI, I just want to say, we're partnered with Amazon Ads, and so here's what we see on our end. Amazon right now is looking for all avenues of advertisements that they can sell to companies, to the third-party sellers, to obviously up their revenue. And so what I'm seeing right now is Amazon giving a lot of real estate space, at least in US for sure, on Amazon.com, a lot of real estate space for video advertisements and image advertisements. So you can see now video ads in many, many more places where you didn't see them before. So not only in search results, but also when you scroll down, and it will show you your competition, but also it's not only showing photos of your competitor products, it also will show videos and things like that. And this is why it's extremely important to understand ad placements. And my other tip that I would recommend, it's probably number 4, is that brand has to understand where is this ad going to be placed. That's very, very important. So for example, that same thing, like show your product in action. Well, before, Amazon didn't allow to upload thumbnails. So it's very important for the first shot to be very nice shot of the product, because most likely Amazon will take that first shot and make it into a thumbnail automatically. And so if it's just like a fade in, then it's just going to be like half white, half black screen of nothing, and person looking at that will never click on that video, and that's automatically a huge loss of revenue and a waste. So brand has to understand the location, and definitely to attract quickly the viewer. And so where Amazon is moving is more videos, more visual content, and this is where Azon Vids is moving as well. So we just moved into a new studio, and we will be working a lot more with sets, building something interesting. So the era of just, colorful paper backgrounds is, I don't want to say it's coming to an end, but it's already an old story, just like product, colorful background. What we want to do is, interesting, creative, colorful environments, whole rooms, it's very attractive. It's very interesting, very cool, where you have, like, for example, you build a set where everything is yellow, or the brand of that color. And it's nice. It attracts attention right away, because that makes your product stand out. It makes your brand stand out. Have interesting actors, something unusual happening in that. That's what it's all about, because people may watch that video somewhere where a lot of things are pulling on their attention, right? But if you can grab their attention with that video and have at least 6 seconds of their dedicated time, if you can tell what your product is and why it's good for them in 6 seconds, that's a huge win. And that's tip number 5. So companies also repurpose a lot of video from Amazon to YouTube to their website. On YouTube, you got 6 seconds. Depending on what ad type you choose, you may have 6 seconds. So my goal is, let's create an ad that in 6 seconds we can show what this product is and what it does. And if they choose to skip, at least they know exactly what they watched, and they understand whether they need that or not. And that's tip number 5.
Great. Yeah, really, Vlad, you gave a lot of value. And, anyone who watches this video, I'm sure he will scroll back and get the parts out, what he can, what you talked about. And especially, I like the one as well with the video that, when it's black, obviously, there a lot of people know that. But there might be somebody who is not a professional and who don't know that, and you have a black screen there. Obviously, nobody will click, and until you find out, you lost a lot of sales. So I think it's really valuable, everything you gave today. Thank you so much. And where can anybody get in contact with you who's interested, talking to you, have questions, or maybe want to see your studio? I mean, where can we contact you best?
Yeah, for sure. So our website, azonvidsmedia.com, is one of the best ways. We have all of the content and contact information there, as well as our portfolio and, ways to get in touch. Our email is pretty simple. It's info@azonvidsmedia.com. We would love to talk with you. Normally, we would have a discovery call where we would find out more information about the brand. We would talk about the strategy. So we go beyond just production. Hey, send us the product, we'll shoot something and send you back. We go into research. We want to make sure that everything we do has a purpose, the meaning, and we want it just to be a business solution above all. So we look at videos and content creation as a solution to some sort of problem or a pain point. Like, when client tells me, hey, I have too many returns because my customers just don't seem to understand my product. Like there's a button they just don't press and they think that my thing is broken, my product is broken. Hey, sir, we have a solution for you. Let's create a video where we'll put a specific emphasis on this feature. And we'll make sure that after watching this video, no one else will make a mistake on how to use your product. And so businesses appreciate that. So it's not about video at all. It's about having a solution that actually helps business to keep moving forward and keep scaling.
Great. Thank you so much. That's really amazing. So anyone who is interested, get in contact with Vlad. He will explain everything else. And yeah, maybe we can do like something in the next video call, like a live where we can suddenly run through the studio, you know, something of that kind, you know, would be great.
Yeah, absolutely. Would love that. As of right now, we're still in a build out stage, but once everything will be ready,
great.
Our pleasure. For those who may be local to Austin, Texas, we'd love to see you in person and give you a tour.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Omar.